And this is all new to you too. So even HemoHIM, probably some of you actually seen the HemoHIM with this color, the package with this color, and then you might think that, oh, that doesn't look real, because this one, like I mentioned, I first when I went to the center was 2014. And this presentation was made probably 2012 or 2013. So this is how the box actually designed like. So HemoHIM plus, I don't know what they call it plus. There's no specific explanation, but now it's still HemoHIM, but all the same colors, right? And probably some of you know it already or not, because when we explaining about HemoHIM, we say, hemo for hemoglobin, H for the hematogenesis, and I for immune, and M for modulation. But the word him, some people think it's a male him, but in Korean, the word him, it's a power. So there's another meaning behind it, right? So it's not for male. So that's why, we sometimes make a joke that, oh yeah, it's for her too, not only for him. But this HIM, him, the word, if I directly translate to Korean, it means a power. So there's another meaning behind it. And there's a picture of 3 main ingredients which has been used. And even on the box, it says, they didn't explain much. It only says this supplement, right? This health supplement will improve, boost up your immune system. That's it. That's the only thing it says on the box. And see, 54. This is 54. So this is a box that I started taking him on at the time. And this is a slide that you've probably seen it already. This is an official website for Carry. And I know it has been changed. They have upgraded their website. So when you go now, probably it's not going to be this design. But when you, if somebody really wants to check, legitimacy of HemoHIM, where is it really came from? When is it Carry really existing? Then give them a website. Then they can really actually find out. Carry is a Korean government funded, right? Funded institution. And so this is just basically tell you what you can find when you go in the website. So types of the things they are doing. And we saw this one already. So see, this is how the box looks like, the pouch looks like. So now Atomy kind of upgraded the appearance of it. So it's more sleek, it's more kind of sophisticated looking right now. It's pretty simple, but I'm sure that the designers that CO100 Park hired came up with a better design these days. And so before Atomy really becoming public or popular or opening many global countries, in order for people to really understand HemoHIM, we need to show this. Because we didn't have many testimonials on HemoHIM, and not many people knows about HemoHIM. So we need to show this types of slide to make people understand what is a HemoHIM, what is that. We need to kind of show them visually how HemoHIM can benefit individual. So probably some of you saw it already from some the previous presentations, presentation recording, which you found it on the YouTube. So when you go to Atomy website, and if you are paying attention to any of the HemoHIM presentation, you probably heard the word NK cells. Honestly, to me, NK cell was a new word too. I know it's English, but still, what is an NK cell? When I first went to the center, the gentleman was doing a presentation and showed the slide, NK cells. Like, what types of cell is? I know it's in my body, but what is this? Because I don't know any of the terms in terms of like a medical terms. And NK cells, he explained it as it's army cells in your body. They are army cells. So he says, this is how he explained it. Imagine in your body, would you do you think your body will be healthier when you have a lot of army cells, or like small number of army cells? Well, of course, easy answer. Our body will be stronger, or our body will be healthier when we do have a lot of army cells, which means a lot of virus or dangerous pathogen coming in, that NK cells will go attack. And even those cancerous cells, when you do have those a lot of army cells, it will go attack those cancerous cells too. So to me, NK cell is good. So by taking HemoHIM, it will increase the number of NK cells, which in other words, it will increase the number of army cells, which will actually go and attack those, you know, viruses or dangerous pathogens coming into your body. Not this diagram here. If you actually look for NK cells, you know how it looks like? Pac-Man. I'm not sure. I'm not really sure how many of you actually are fond of playing games. My generation, many people are playing Pac-Man. You know, the round one, just the mouse open, just go eat all those things to gain points. The NK cells actually really do looks like a Pac-Man. So which means what this Pac-Man NK cells doing? It go eat all those the dangerous ones. Dangerous thing coming into your body, you go eat it. Oh, my hands kind of looks funny doing that, right? So by eating it, so before taking HemoHIM, this was scanned, but by taking HemoHIM, after what happened? Right? So some people who can understand information by looking at it, you know, people, you know, some people getting information just by listening to it, but some people really need to visualize those things. So just by seeing this, it's obvious. By taking HemoHIM, you will increase the number of NK cells. Okay, it's good for you. And antibody productivity, other HemoHIM, huge comparison there. And this one, I know it's in Korean. So, you know, this is a normal shape of the cells in our body. Normal cells. Right, normal shape of the cells. But you know, people who are, as you know, that HemoHIM has been tested in a Korean cancer hospital. So it's not just a regular hospital. It was a Korean cancer hospital where they're really studying, right, undergoing studies about cancer, how they're going to treat it. So it was tested. It was tested among those cancer patients. And that's where they were able to get this information. And people who has a cancer, usually what are the treatments? Usually go under radiation therapy or chemotherapy. And by going through that, your normal, even your not only bad cell, the cancer cells, even your good cells will be damaged. That's why people usually go for the chemotherapy or radiation therapy. Their immune, like, you know, their whole body system will kind of collapse. This is the reason. So the good cells, by getting radiation, you will be damaged. But by taking HemoHIM, so this last diagram, it explains by taking HemoHIM, you will be able to go back. It's not perfectly go back to the original form, but at least it will be, you will go close to the shape of previous, right? The previous form. So just by showing this, some people really do understand. Oh, okay, because you know some people, even though they're not nurses or doctors, some people can really read those diagrams and read those charts. So people really do believe by looking at those diagrams. And let's see this one: white blood cells. By taking HemoHIM, it will dramatically increases. And I didn't really know what's the importance of white cells, this and that, because I really didn't have any issues growing up, or I didn't have any issues even while I was 20. So I was very naive. Okay, simple. White blood cells, NK cells, to me, it's really some of the word that I don't really use it in my daily life. So, but the white blood cell count is important. So when people are going through, I know people who's in the medical field, probably they can explain better. So once if they want to go for next session for the chemotherapy, radiation therapy, doctor usually checking, is their white blood cell count has been up to certain level, they're checking that. Is the body ready to go for another therapy? But by taking HemoHIM, it will increase that level. So it will accelerate the number of times you can get those therapies. We never share HemoHIM as it's a cancer cure. That's a very strong word. We never say that. Right? And us without any medical background, according to CEO Park, it's illegal, right? He said, you can go to jail by saying it. So he said, that's a word, we should never use it. And it's not even written or it's not having explained. So we don't really need to exaggerate about the functions. Just by explaining HemoHIM is good for the immune system, I think that's good enough. And the rest of the information, they can actually check it out, all those medical documentations. So by taking HemoHIM, what happens? They were able to take more sessions of radiation therapy or chemotherapy. Because from my close family members, we don't have any cancer patients, so I could not relate to any of the stories from my family. But some of my friends has a father or auntie who's going through those sessions, and I'm usually ask them a question. So once they diagnosed with a cancer, I know everybody will have a different treatment. And one of my friend aunts, her doctor told her that she needs to go for 10 different number of sessions. It is scheduled, but the first one is scheduled, but second one, they cannot really schedule it because it really depends on how body is reacting after the first session. So the first session she went, because usually doctors recommend, oh, don't take anything other than what we prescribe to you, right? So doesn't matter how many times we told her to introduce to aunt, and then aunt actually knew about HemoHIM, but oh no, my doctor told me not to take anything other than what the hospital has been prescribed to her. So she didn't take it. She went for the first session, and after the first session, I think she really had a bad side effect. So she couldn't eat, she vomit. Just one session, she couldn't really tolerate the second. So she said, oh, I really don't want to go for it. So she had no option. So you know what? Let me just give it a try. So she tried HemoHIM, and how many sessions she took? So first she start with the 2, because we don't want to, we don't want to scare her, because what if even HemoHIM give her healing crisis? Because her body's weak already, and what if this one will give her diarrhea or anything? So we don't want her to weaken her strength. So 2 first, and then her body was kind of improving. She said, I feel like I'm gaining energy, and I gained my appetite. So she was eating a little bit. After a week later, I think my friend asked her to take 6. So 3, so 2, 2, 2. So 2 in the morning, 2 after lunch, and then 2 before she go to sleep. So total she took 6. And good news is she was able to complete her session. Right? So still, we would not say Atomy, like HemoHIM is a cancer cure, but at least it will help them to give them a strength to fight for them to have a better life, even if they have a cancer. And we heard story from some of the leaders, right? Some of the leaders who had a breast cancer, who had a thyroid cancer, they were able to survive because of HemoHIM. If you have attended a one-day seminar last night, remember the speaker, Real Master Choi? Remember his speech was really good last night, and he mentioned that his wife started Atomy first, and then he joined later. That wife actually was diagnosed with breast cancer stage 3. She was diagnosed with breast cancer stage 3, and and then the breast cancer she had was a very rare form, so she could not even have a surgery, this and that. So she was in a hospital, in a room where all those ladies, she said 6 of them in the room, six of them in the room who has a very rare form of breast cancer. And she was kind of in tears when she explained that from that room, I'm the only survivor. So which means 5 of her friends actually went to heaven already. So that's why when she regained her health, she didn't think about the money part, but she just wants to advocate this HemoHIM to everybody she knows. And amazing thing is because sometimes we don't even know, even if you don't have a medical background, you will hear so many stories. Once a lady go through the radiation therapy or chemotherapy, they won't be able to conceive, or they won't be able to have a baby. After she gained her health back, so she had a first son. She had a first son before she was diagnosed with a breast cancer, and they're planning on having a second baby. That's when she found out she has a breast cancer. So which means no more babies. But you know how many sons she has? 3. She has 3 sons.
Oh, no.
So you can see how amazing this HemoHIM is. And they were able to go to World Master HemoHIM. Because she has her own powerful story. right? For us, we are kind of using her story, but she is the one who actually personally experienced. But when you look at her, she's really gorgeous. I actually shown her picture on our Thursday meeting. She's gorgeous, she's very elegant. So people kind of doubt, are you really sharing us a true story? Are you faking a story to sell HemoHIM? Actually, some people kind of doubt it. And then you know what she said? Because I was able to see one of her Zoom meeting that she did for her group. And she said, do you want to come and touch my breast? Because, you know, she had a surgery, so which means there's no breast, right? You can come and touch. Because, you know, some people cannot believe because she looks so healthy and she was able to have more children later. So many people like, probably you're creating a story to sell the HemoHIM. And she said, you know what, if you want to come and touch my breast, you can do it. So that's how proud she with the HemoHIM. So we have so many stories from people who gained their health and their whole life has been changed because of HemoHIM. So that's about white blood cells. And this is something we mentioned it many times that, you know, when we compare, because as we all know, you know, special like, you know, rare mushroom. There are mushrooms are very rare ones, which is really good for cancers too. And it will cost, you know, like $1,000. It only can catch it, you know, only special people can get it from the, you know, top of the mountain under the tree. I don't know how they get it, but those mushroom can be sold in like $1,000, and not everybody can afford it. Only wealthy people can afford those mushrooms. And I think this one is a ginseng. So we all know before HemoHIM, all Korean people, probably most Asian people, were taking 홍삼단, red ginseng, because red ginseng is well known for immune boosting, right? To prevent cancer, this and that. But even, see, that one's pretty high, right? That one's pretty high. Oh. Okay, so even that one's high, but HemoHIM, you can see how much higher, right? It's good for, everything is good for immune boosting. See, it's all comparison between different types of the product. It's natural. It's all, except HemoHIM, it's all from the nature. It's not invented. It's all from the nature. It's different types of mushroom and different types of ginseng. And this is HemoHIM. HemoHIM definitely it give you much higher, right? Much higher percentage of immune boosting. And HemoHIM, it's not from the nature, it's invented. So this HemoHIM is something never existed in this whole world. So with that amazing technology, they were able to only extract active ingredients. So sometimes they say 17 times higher than any of the immune boosting supplements out there. So that's what probably that's the one reason that HemoHIM sell it's number one in Korea, right? Number one in Korea among all those companies for last 6 years. And I think there is no doubt that HemoHIM always will be, right? Always will be number one in terms of immune boosting health supplements. Because who can compete with the technology that Carrie has, right? So this I think this slide also explains well that the HemoHIM is a very powerful supplement, and we're very lucky. We're very lucky that we got introduced and we get to take it every day. So that's what you see. NK cells, the cytokine. Even I'm not sure how many of you really heard the word cytokine before knowing Atomy. Me, like I mentioned, NK cells. What is? Oh, of course, yes. But me, NK cells, cytokine. I have to come home. I have to actually Google it. What is a cytokine? And they give me the whole chart of the blood, and they gave it. This is the one giving sending signals, right? If your body is sick, some part of your body is not well, it kind of give us signals to go fix this and fix that. So by having more cytokine, also it helps. It will accelerate the time for your body to heal faster, right? So amazing. So by taking HemoHIM, all the things will happen.
구독, 좋아요 눌러주세요.